we work with both political parties very well, and they support our we might play to both sides. Like with our SWIFT initiative, we say, look at the environmental benefits of not having groundwater, seawater intrusion, sea level rise issues. Look at the economic development that's now possible because people have access to water. And both parties are like, let's do it. So we end up with a very successful path forward. So these are things to think about when you see a history of no layoffs in 75 years. You realize the industry is stable. Before I'll let you ask me questions. But if you want to look at jobs at HRSD, you go to this iRecruitment website. It's on our hrsd.com. You fill out your profile, and it will let you know when jobs are available. And yes, you now know me. I don't really know your names personally, but you can say, hey, I was in that talk you did Wednesday for work. Maybe you could tell me about this job if you see something that's interesting, and I will always respond to you. I will put my email right there. There you go. If you ever want to email me and ask me about a job, I will talk to you. If you say I'm from CNU and I was at that Wednesday for work class, I could say, interview this person. I can't do the interview for you and I can't make you get the job. That's on you. But it does help to know somebody. That's why the tagline is there, because if there are 40 applicants for some intern job and you tell me you just would like an interview to give it your shot to show what you can do, I can make the interview a stronger possibility for you if you meet those criteria, which you typically would, getting a degree from CNU here. So we do have some CNU employees now, a lot more than we did. We were pretty Virginia Tech, ODU heavy for a while. We're getting more CNU students. I'm trying to work with CNU, some of the professors here now, to get more wastewater. Just keep it in your face so that we can bring more CNU students into our utility. But there's my info, and I think that's it. Questions?
Thank you, Kevin.
Yes.
Questions for Kevin?
So with the water treatment and stuff like that, obviously you're seeing less of a chance for eutrophication in the waters, or is that still like something that's on the back of the monitors?
Yes, we monitor 4 times a week to make sure, because any nitrogen, phosphorus, whether it's from us or runoff from agriculture, which is still a big issue, or other sources, we still monitor because we do care, because it is an environmental negative impact. But significantly less of an issue than when we first started. I mean, we can remove nitrogen and phosphorus down to levels that were unheard of just 20 years, like really 10 years ago. I mean, the limits we meet now would have been so impossible 15 years ago. So yes, we're a whole lot less coming from point sources like ourselves. Still an issue with runoff from people that you can't monitor and control as well.
Our great green lawn out here.
Yeah. Yes, it shines. It's so green.
It's
all rains and all that. Maybe it's painted.
Yeah, painted with fertilizer.
Questions? Anything? You can ask me crazy stuff. I don't care. Go for it.
What's the funniest thing that happened to you during your time working there?
It's the funniest thing that happened to me. As you're working with wastewater, so that's. So
Pretty funny to begin with.
It's fun, yeah. So I was bleeding off, which is not bleeding like blood, bleeding off, which is like the air, the methane gas off of the big sewer line. Because it fills up with gas, it could be explosive, so it's a process to bleed it off this gas. So it's like, shh, all this methane gas blowing out. It's a pipe. And I didn't realize that, if liquid from the sewer gets caught up in the pipe, it's going to come out. So I was like, right when I walked in front of this gas blowing off, it went like, poof. And so I was like 2 weeks in, and I was just covered in corn and other recycled things. And this corn wasn't new. It had been already recycled through a human body a couple times probably. And I was covered in it. It happens, but you live.
Did they take a shower afterwards?
They did, yes. We did have a shower, and I was able to get back, but that smelled terrible. And one time we were on the boat, and somebody forgot to put the plug in. So you will learn how to drive a boat, too. Like, putting the plug in is pretty important, because we're stopped. And like somebody's like, this thing feels like it's sinking. I turned around, like the whole back is just filling up with water to the point where one of our guys was standing on the edge. He's like ready to jump. He's like, "That's it, boat's going down."
Save yourself.
We were able to get it up on a plane just barely, and it started draining, like that close to us jumping off. So you imagine all these HRC employees just jumping off a boat as it sinks in the and right by the college drive out there, the James River out by Suffolk.
Yeah,
It would
that'd
have been
be embarrassing.
probably not a good day for all of us. Question? Anything?
So I can definitely see why you need theater, communication, people who can talk to real people in the neighborhoods, because when I show a picture of wastewater treatment plants to the class, I say, what does this facility do? And it looks like it produces toxic chemicals. You would never guess that it's there to prevent
Clean up.
toxic chemicals from getting to the receiver. So you got to find somebody who can tell that story.
That's right.
So that's why you need somebody who can understand the science, but really talk to everybody in a way
Absolutely.
that crosses.
We finally learned that, like with this SWIFT project, to sell treating wastewater, drinking water, and putting it in the groundwater. For that sounds gross to somebody, like, are you putting food water back? You have to explain. We hired people that were communications and marketing experts. We did not get the scientists at all, and they helped us sell it. And when it comes to telling the story, one of our best people, we are trying to get him a science degree because like it's going to be limited how far he can go in our department. But one of our best employees is a history major. And he's the best employee because he is the best at training. Because he can succinctly tell the story of why we do this and the process of how we get there. And people love to be trained by him. He's one of our best. He just tells it in a bigger picture. Everything is fascinating from a story standpoint to him. Historical facts matter to him. And it does show you that there's something for everybody. And yes, even people that we finally learned, put people that know what they're doing in front of the video camera. Don't try to like have the guy up there explain with his graphs and all this data. People will be bored to death. Like you got to get to the point and have somebody that can explain it with some excitement and some good articulate animated presentation.
I know we've run long on time, but if anybody has any questions, feel free to hang back. I know Kevin will hang and answer them. But thank you all again, and I really want to thank Kevin.